What's going on, y'all? This is Alexander. You are plugged into the Nerd Companion. What's going on, y'all? This is Alexander from the Nerd Companion coming at you with another episode going over Stranger Things in its entirety. We'll keep it real short, but we're going over the first volume.
Yep, first volume.
And going in with our predictions going into
volume of season 5.
Season 5. And going into volume 2 of season 5. We'll go over some theories and stuff like that. But first, before we do that, I got to start with my question. Which character or characters are going to die in this volume?
Vecna for sure, right? Because that's the villain. The villain has to die. But man, I gotta say it's gonna be either Will or 11. It's gonna have to be one of them. It's one of those things that's like I have to sacrifice myself so that you guys can live on. Harry Potter and Star Wars and like all these big shows and series and movies, you gotta have that sacrifice. And I think that's what either Will or 11 is going to be.
Okay. Will is going to die.
Okay.
For what you said. He seems to be the antithesis to Vecna.
It's and like the yin to the yang.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I have a theory on that we'll get into.
Okay.
And I think Mike is going to die only because Mike made his promise to 11 that at the end of every D&D campaign, they all go off into the land in the waterfall, and you're just going to have the gut-wrenching scene of 11 screaming, what about the waterfall?
See, he's the leader of the group. You can't kill the leader off.
See, don't let me write a story.
I mean, he may. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Will or 11 for sure. But then, if not the boyfriend, the other guy,
Mike.
No, the cool one. I mean, let's just kill everyone off. Why
you
not?
know what? Kill them all.
Yeah, it's the last season. We don't need him anymore. Steve, the cool one, cool hair.
Oh,
the baseball hat with the baseball bat.
Oh, the one who is helping out the radio station.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna die?
Either he dies.
Yeah, because he's kind of like your comic relief,
right? Or the boyfriend dies, and Steve kind of swoops in and tells Nancy, "Hey,
I love you." Finally,
yeah, let's do it. Let's get together now. He's out of the picture.
That's such a cowardly way. Don't be a coward, Steve. Don't be a coward.
Don't do it.
Do it in front of his face.
Yes.
He doesn't even like her anyway, I don't think.
I don't think he does.
No.
I think he's trying to help him out and just, hey, you're being a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like, step it up, dude.
Yeah, come on.
This is why you haven't landed the plane. All right, we're gonna get a live reaction for the trailer for the volume 2. We might not get the sound.
I haven't seen it. I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. Yep. So
this is like full on first reaction. Let's take a look.
Let's do it.
It is time.
It is time.
You die, I die.
You die, I die. Oh, God.
Dustin, you better not.
You can't. I always wanted to do that, like a reaction. Like, didn't get much. I mean,
a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
The trailer.
Who knows?
Yeah. Stranger Things, a Netflix show that's been going on since what, 2016?
Yeah, it's been about 10 years now.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's close to 10.
So at the time that they started recording, they were probably, 12?
Something like that, yeah.
Now we have about 22-year-olds to 27-year-olds
adults
playing
high school kids.
15-year-old kids. Yeah. Good job, Netflix. So the premise of the show, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It reminds me of a Stephen King book. It reminds me of It.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, with the little group of friends that come together to fight the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it always seems to take place in a small town.
You know what it really reminds me of, and I actually just watched it the other day because of Stranger Things, is The Goonies.
The Goonies, yeah.
The Goonies.
Yeah.
you know, it's in the 80s. Like, I think they even the Duffer Brothers even said something like they took some of that, the camaraderie of the Goonies, and just them coming together and stuff. So
yeah, definitely a really cool atmosphere for a show. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But they have 5 seasons. Each season kind of progressing the story a little further, digging a little deeper in the lore. But all I can say is when that show first came out and I watched the first season, I remember telling myself, I really wish this was a show, of course, at its caliber with the special effects, was a show that if I had watched it as a kid, like as a 12-year-old, this would have messed me up in the best way. Like I would have told myself, this is the standard.
I want to be like Will or
because
more than anything. What's his Mike, right? I want to be like Mike, right?
Jordan?
No. Him too, right? But
yeah. You have that childlike love and childlike attachment, childlike connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an adult watching kids go through this, I think you definitely probably pick up on more things. But being a kid, I definitely would have felt more. Not that I don't feel connected.
Yeah.
But I can. As a kid, I definitely would have been enthralled by the show.
You would have been able to relate because they're your age, you're their age. And I feel like the 12, 15, 13, 14-year-old kids that are watching it now can relate to it, but not as because it's set in the 80s. So that's probably why we can relate to it just a little bit more.
Smart tactic. Widening that audience a little bit.
Say, hey. I mean, that's why I gravitate. I mean, I'm an 80s kid, he's early 90s kid, so the show like this, where it just kind of throws little things of
Easter
things
eggs
from the 80s, little Easter eggs and stuff. That's pretty cool. So things like that, I'm like, this is my kind of show right here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I remember after watching the first season, I was saying to my wife that, man, I've been waiting for a show like this for a long, long time. Yeah. But we'll go briefly over each season, kind of like what it's about, kind of catch you up if you haven't, if you've watched the show and you want a recap of what it's all about. But the first season, Will, he disappears in an unknown dimension that we learn to be called the Upside Down. You meet a girl, 11. She's got psychic powers. Hopper is the sheriff. He's trying to find Will, and the story just kind of progresses into trying to get Will back because he has disappeared, amongst other children that have been abducted.
The first season, like you said, it just kind of pulls you in, and I like that they every episode of all the seasons really of season 1, it's just so detailed. Like they just give you everything that they can without giving stuff away in each season. I mean, some of these episodes are like over an hour long. So
it's all about the shows now. You can't do movies. I feel like the movie medium is dead. The movie's just a bunch of reboots. Yeah. I feel like shows are a good medium to tell a story, and able to do that appropriately without feeling like you're rushing it. Or,
I mean, they definitely didn't rush this one.
No, they didn't. It took them 10 years.
But man, they did such a good job with this last season. These 4 or 5 episodes, whatever it is. I mean, they did so good, and they gave you just enough.
So I can't remember in the first season, did they show the Mind Flayer? The premise of the first season is trying to get Will back, and Will's trying to communicate from this different dimension, and they finally figure out how to do it with the help of Will's mom, the sheriff, 11, and of course the gang of D&D
Christmas
kids.
Lights on the wall, and communicating with that.
And so to get him back, and they think that he's saved. Yeah. And I think you get that ending cliffhanger where he's looking in the mirror and he's flipped into the upside down world again. And then I think you get a brief picture of the
background. Yeah, you get the silhouette in the background of the Mind Flayer, and that's where it's like, okay.
And the big baddie in season 1 is just the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
And you think that that's like, the bad guy.
Oh, this is it? Okay.
Well, even then, even for me, I remember this is cool. Like, I'm not really thinking it's going to go much deeper. Right. And then at that last clip, you feel like, oh, like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like, there's more. And so I think at that, I was going, oh, damn, like, they're about to go deep on this. Like,
this is like, how they're going to defeat this.
So when I saw season 1, so I probably rated it 8 out of 10. Like, it was a solid season, solid show. But then unfortunately season 2 came out. It was kind of like a reboot.
So even with season 1, what was really kind of cool to me, like what was so good is that the only actor really that you really knew on season 1 was the mom and maybe Hopper a little bit, but not really too much. So everyone else on that show was like brand new faces who were
Right.
these, you know. So to do that, create a show to where we have no idea who these actors are except for, you know, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty. And now look, they probably can't go anywhere without being stopped by somebody.
Yeah. So season 2, Will is now being possessed by the mind flayer, and you're now getting like a solid image of what this creature is. You're not really sure what it is, but you know it's a big baddie.
Yeah.
I think Max and Billy are now introduced, 2 new characters in the show. Billy's this dude that ends up slaying cougars.
I hated him, man. He did so good. Like,
No,
and I'm sure I wasn't the only one.
No, he did his job. You were supposed to hate him.
Exactly. He was just on another level, man. He was when he goes over to try to look for Max, and the mom answers the door, and he's just like,
Hey, baby.
super cool guy, like
with this jean jacket.
You seen Max?
Yeah, the fact that they even humor that in the show is going, this is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They pulled it off.
But yeah, so Max and Billy arrive in a town. They're the 2 new kids, and, you know, kind of widens the dynamic of the group.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is
when Dustin.
This is a season where Dustin finds the little slug,
Mhm.
you know, and they tell him to get rid of it, and he gets rid of it, but he keeps it
in his bedroom.
and then the friggin' cat gets eaten because of it.
Hey,
You know?
boy, gotta eat.
Yeah.
Creature from the upside down's
freaking
gotta
ate.
eat, dude.
He friggin' ate.
Ends up being a villain in the show.
Yeah.
And I believe that the Demogorgon makes a return. I can't remember. You're kind of getting like the creatures from the upside down.
Right.
And you know that the big baddie, the Mind Flayer, is still trying to get, you know, in touch with Will.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is where Will draws the maze. Remember the underground tunnels? I believe that's what it was. Remember he's just drawing all these papers, and Hopper and the mom, Will's mom, put them all together, and they're like, this is the town of.
But he doesn't know what he's
Hawking.
drawing, right?
Yeah, no, he does. He has no idea what he's drawing. He just
Right.
knows he's drawing like vines and tunnels or whatever it is.
Right.
And they connect it all up together, and they're like, okay, this is something.
Oddly familiar.
Yeah.
There seems to be a tear, right? There's like a tear. So,
Yeah.
and then the Mind Flayer's trying to get through,
Right.
and 11 ends up closing it
Right.
so the Mind Flayer can't come through.
Exactly.
So we're starting to see some sort of motivation
Yeah.
that the Mind Flayer is trying to come back.
Yeah.
Or come into this world.
Right.
And that concludes season 2. I rated it probably around a 6.57. I feel like it was kind of like a reboot. It was kind of like the same, like Save Will again.
I think it was more of like a setup season. Like, we're setting you up for something big. So so I think they couldn't give out too much. It was still a good season. Out of all the seasons, that was probably the lowest rated season for me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give you much with Billy and Max coming through. And that was pretty cool and stuff. And they introduced.
And they're huge characters in the following season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Humongous. But I think season 2 was just a setup for season 3, which was a big season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was like pressure from Netflix to just pump out a show real quick because they're like, oh no, people will like this. No, we need to get something
Yeah, because
out.
it was only I think they released it within 2 years.
Yeah.
From season 1 to season 2. And they probably did it because of how big season 1 became.
And I think, and I'm not sure if that was the brothers' intentions, but I feel for me, if they only made season 1, that could have been easily a miniseries that could have just left you on a bad ending.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a bad ending horror show.
One of those things where they like 10 years later, they're like, by the way, we're going to make a movie to finish it off. You know,
Oh God. I'm so glad they didn't do that.
I'm glad they didn't.
But I feel like you could have just left it alone and the ending would have just been use your imagination.
Yeah.
You write the ending. And I would have been okay with it.
I would have been completely okay with it.
But I'm definitely happy that they continued the story. So when they put out season 2, I was like, oh God, they better not trash this series, which was a quite surprise because season 3 was actually pretty good. All right. So season 3, this one was definitely a step up from season 2, and I probably rated it higher because I compared it to season 2. So I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad they're doing it this way. This one was actually really interesting because I really felt like they kind of broadened the story. in a sense. Like people went in different directions. They really incorporated like genuine American history into the story that you could look at the story and go, yeah, I don't live anywhere in the, Northeast, Northwest. Like, I don't know what Hawkins is, some little town. I mean, there could be some Russian, spy base over there. You know what I mean? So I was
they made it so real. That it was like, dude, did they really have stuff like that?
I'm sure. I mean,
back in the 80s, right?
Yeah. I mean, so it's interesting. So the big mall opens up in Hawkins, like little businesses are going out of business because now Hawkins gets their first mall and the kids start to hang out there. And then there seems to be a lot of activity going on there in regard to like supernatural activity. Right. Like it starts to like really ramp up. And this is the season where 11 ventures off and meets the other people, or is that season 4?
That's season 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's season 3.
There's some complaints I have with the entire story arc with season 3. I mean, season 3 is really good, but there's like some like weird, just minor gripes that, like as someone who like really dissects stories, kind of looks at it and go like, you really need to make that connection. Like I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But so Max is starting to hang out with all the friends now, and Billy's kind of doing his thing. But then something's happening to Billy.
Yeah,
Billy.
He gets possessed.
Poor Billy.
He gets possessed.
I just feel so bad
Worst
for Billy.
Character to get possessed too, right? He's already possessed.
Yeah, he's already charming. He's already charming, and like it's like every girl's like, if only he was nice or give me attention, and then he's giving people attention and luring them into somewhere to eat. Like, he was carefully picked out for this
perfect character to get possessed.
So he's getting all these people, and he's basically using their bodies to create an abomination monster, like a H.P. Lovecraft horror monster, basically So while all that's happening,
so this is where they introduce the.
If you remember it better than me, take. So
this is where they introduce the character with the glass, the Russian guy with the glasses,
right?
Remember him because he was kind of like he knew stuff. He knew stuff about the stuff they were doing in Russia. And he gets killed. I think he sacrifices himself to kind of like to be able to get more information or something.
The way
like that.
Samwise did in season 2 at the end.
No, exactly.
We didn't even talk about that. Oh, they killed Samwise. Okay.
They killed was it not Frodo?
No, Sam. But the Russian dude. I think he understands there might be an operation going on here.
Yeah, he definitely knows stuff, and they chase him down because they know he knows stuff. So they start to go after him, and he I think he meets Steve and Robin or something like that at the mall because they work at the Chips Ahoy. Yeah, right. What was it called? But they all meet up and they try to help him at least because he gets killed anyway. But
Robin's the one who deciphers the code and finds out that there's actually like a Russian base underneath the mall that's trying to harness the power of the Upside Down as a weapon of mass destruction.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's such a cool way to intertwine American history into this fictional narrative, which is, I love that stuff. Like I love any alternate history stories, anything like Fallout, the Nazis and or what's the game? Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Like where the Nazis actually come back and they're all powerful. And so I like that aspect of it.
It's kind of messed up, right? They're putting the Russians in this kind of like stereo, like it's just like almost like a stereotype.
It was what it was. It was a Cold War.
The Russians are probably watching this and they're like, those fucking assholes.
We did it better than that. We're actually still there. We're in the Galleria.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they end up going down and they find that the Russians are basically trying to harness this as a weapon. Yeah. And they go down and basically destroy it. And the way that the season ends is, Hopper jams the gears.
Yeah.
And it explodes and he's presumed to be dead, which I was not happy with.
Dude, this is the way I looked at it. Like, did they kill him off for real? But they got so much backlash because he was a very liked character. He was one of the big characters in the show. They killed him off. We just screw up. Did we kill him off too soon?
I would like to rationalize it. Like try to be like, okay.
Because he got disintegrated, right? Didn't he turn into like
a pile of dust?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought.
I can't remember, but I definitely convinced that he was dead. I was like, okay, he's
just
dead.
Like hid behind like a barrier or something. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember, but I definitely thought he died.
I mean, everyone did.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he died. So I think I think they kind of were like, man, I think we screwed up, and brought him back.
Either way, I mean, if you write that off and be like, okay, I'll let that pass. I like the way the story went.
Yeah.
But I give, so then at the, they close the gate, but then you're still dealing with this big body monster that's basically tearing up everything.
Yeah.
And then the hated character of Billy sacrifices himself in his last effort to save everyone.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the tragic hero sacrifice, which I always like that theme in stories. Like, man, you were a dick, but
For me, he was so hated, right? And then at the end, he's like, he redeems himself, and
real Vader story.
yeah, that was so, yeah.
Just a real Vader story.
Yeah. I mean, it's the 80s, right?
It was the 80s.
It's the 80s. Yeah, he even tells us, his sister and not all, Will and everyone else, he kind of lets them know, I'm doing this for y'all.
Yeah.
Because he knew what was going to happen.
He might have been permanently cursed or whatever. Like,
yeah, like he was like, I'm going to die anyway. Like,
yeah, or live in sanity or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up sacrificing himself to save the D&D party.
Yeah.
Yep, and then the rift machine blows up, and I guess the rift is closed once again.
Yeah.
Mind Flayer is like, shit.
Yeah.
This is the season where we start to see the
true, like,
the parting of the fellowship.
Yeah.
So you find out that the group is separated in three places. You have Hawkins, California, and Russia.
right.
Hopper's in Russia. He's in a gulag,
Yeah.
which is like a Russian prison that doesn't live by any American standards whatsoever. And especially in this sci-fi world, definitely does not.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically like Spartacus, like a gladiatorium event. Like these Russians are just like, fight the demigorgons.
Yeah.
And it was like an experimental gulag.
Yeah,
like they
it's
were just trying to
crazy.
tap and see what kind of powers, and which even the Russians were fully invested in trying to get this, whatever this tear was, and try to use this as like an army or some sort of like military power, right? But 11 goes to California. The party's all destroyed and everyone's all in disarray and sad. And so, the leftover people, Mike, Will, Dustin.
Mike and Will go to California.
And is this where they meet the stoner pizza guy?
Yeah.
They meet him in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're trying to bring 11 back, but they run into some issues on the way back.
Right.
They meet the old doctor from season 1, and it turns out he's a good guy.
Yeah. Like, wait, this guy?
So it turns out he's a good guy, and he was really trying to help 11.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it could make sense. He the doctor could have just been scared of all of them because Henry was just such a bad apple.
Well,
We forgot to mention that 11 sent Henry. When did that happen? That actually happened before the timeline.
That
Happened before the season 1, though, right?
Yeah, because she was like very little, and he was still in there.
Yeah.
So, and then they kind of do a lot of like flashbacks. I think that's when they flashback in season 4, because that's when they introduce Henry, Vecna.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that the timeline is pretty crazy, but they introduce Henry. They kind of show like how he became Vecna, because she defeated him and she sent him off into the
Dimension X,
right?
Which is a different place than the Upside Down.
The Upside Down, yeah.
Where Henry meets the Mind Flayer.
Right. And my thing is, so I don't know if you've heard of Into the Shadows, which is a play that I had mentioned before. Basically, and it's Will's mom and Hopper and even Steve's dad is in it. It's a play that in season 5, we're skipping a little bit, but in season 5, she's like promoting the play, and she's passing out all these flyers in high school. And there's this play that is Into the Shadows, and it's basically showing how Henry became who he is. So in the play, it shows that Henry is the one controlling the Mind Flayer. In the show, the Mind Flayer is the one controlling Henry. So there's a little bit of a which one is it?
So maybe I can answer the question. Is the play who wrote the play in the story? Like, I understand like somebody other than the Duffin brothers wrote the play.
Yeah.
But who, like in the narrative in kayfabe, like in the story, who wrote the play?
That's what I don't know. I'm not. It's a flyer that came out, and it just has like starring, so and so and so and so.
All right,
but
let's tap into that. Let's tap into that later.
Yeah.
So you're saying the stark difference between the play and what is actual canon by the Duffin brothers is that the Mind Flayer is the big baddie,
right?
And then in the play, Henry is the one who's controlling the Mind Flayer, who's like who didn't need to reason with him. He's like, no,
Yeah.
give me your power, bitch.
Right.
And
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just pretend we'll go the canon route for this, and we'll retouch on that and
Right.
talk about the later, because a part of that kind of solidifies my theory that
Okay.
I'll go into.
All right. So this is where they introduce Eddie, which is,
OG to the
if
end.
you don't know, he gets killed off, which is why he's getting a little emotional here. I mean, he was so good. He did so good. And he's another actor. I had never really seen him in much else. He was probably in a couple of little things, but nothing memorable,
You know, he had the look that he was an asshole as a kid,
right?
like one of those bad kids.
Like, this guy don't listen, man.
yeah,
He was always in detention,
yeah,
probably, right?
yeah.
The
Like, he
long,
just-
the long hair and
even the way his face looked, like he just looked like he was probably.
you know who the kid from Christmas Story. You gonna
Yeah.
cry now?
Are you gonna cry?
He just had that face, so that's kind
It's kind of like it. Like
so
you have
in-
that face.
So in the beginning, yeah, Eddie, he has that face. He's just like, but he grows on everyone.
I think it's a defense mechanism. Like
Yeah.
he was not letting people in.
What it was crazy. He was like being bullied, but he didn't care,
Yeah,
right? He was just like,
yeah. I think that's why I liked him. Is because
Yeah.
he was going to
was-
be a nerd, and he wasn't going to allow people like
he was gonna be himself and not care what anyone.
which is
Sad.
why I like Dustin a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's why Dustin got so close to to Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kind of like an outcast.
yeah,
Yeah.
same way. So
Yeah, Eddie was so good, and it's so tacky and corny. But one of my favorite scenes is in season 4 with Eddie and Dustin,
which one was it?
Master of the Puppets.
Okay.
Do you remember this? We'll get to it later. So Vecna is now revealed, and
Yeah.
Vecna has this plan where I want you to take note of this, is that he needs to sacrifice 4 children. Remember that number,
All right, yeah.
4 children.
Okay.
And the 4 children are going to hit 4 different posts of the city and open up so that the Upside Down can connect to Hawkins.
Yeah.
Okay. He kills 3 of the children, and
Right.
the 4th one, which is Max, I'm not sure if she dies and 11 brings her back.
Yeah, so she dies, and that's how Vecna's able to open the portal, because she dies, right?
Right.
She's the 4th one. She dies, and then 11 uses her powers to bring her back to life. But by then, it's already been done. She's already been dead, so that's why he's able to. But 11 brings her back,
And she's in a coma.
and she's in a coma.
And you have a part of the crew going into the Upside Down to basically fight Vecna.
Yeah,
And it's really awesome. Some of my favorite scenes is when they go into the Upside Down. And one of the scenes, I can't remember why they did this. It might have been a distraction, but it's Dustin and Eddie. They're on a roof and they're playing Master of the Puppets by Metallica.
yeah.
And just like with the environment of all the evil things and the bats and all these things with just, Metallica playing, it was just so good.
Yeah.
They end up, burning him and shooting him.
They like shoot him and burn him, and they throw him out the window.
If he were human, he would have died.
Oh yeah, for 100% he would have died.
But he's not human.
And then if you see in season 5, he comes back even more badass.
Yeah.
Like with shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Well, how do you get shoulder pads?
When it burnt, all the little whatever
Yeah, right?
Groot tree things,
guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they end up defeating Vecna.
I mean, the ending of season 4, where Eddie is just like, I got this, and he just starts. He gets attacked, and he's like, he knew.
Still fighting.
Yeah, he knew what was gonna happen. He stood on top of the bus. I got y'all. Like,
Yeah.
that was like, that's.
Yeah, it was so
And
good.
that episode was 2 hours long, but you would never notice because it was such a good friggin' episode. It
Yeah.
was so good.
They always feel like they go by so quickly. Even
Yeah,
when I start, I'm like,
because-
it's an hour and
exact-
15 minutes.
yeah.
But then it's over. I'm, wait, what? Hold on. What just happened?
Yeah, now what? Yeah.
So all that happens with them. Then you have Hopper, who's in this gulag, who ends up, fighting for his life every single day, coming up with this escape plan.
Yeah.
And Joyce and the tinfoil hat guy, they end up hijacking a plane and getting there, and they end up rescuing him.
Yeah, because Joyce, they go over to
Russia.
right?
Yeah.
And I think Hopper meets the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
The man of many faces.
The man of many faces. And he's the one that pretty much gets Hopper out of there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And so he ends up getting saved, and that whole story arc was really cool.
Yeah.
And then with the story arc with 11, they end up bringing her back. But while bringing her back, they end up going to the old experimental facility, and the doctor's trying to save her. The
Dr.
doctor
Brenner.
dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Brenner
Yeah.
dies, and you have your cry moment with 11, and they end up,
Papa.
she downs a whole helicopter,
Yeah.
and they make it back home. How does that season, when does she meet the band of misfits? I can't remember if it's season 3 or season 4.
It's season 3. It's season 3 because that's when she goes out on her own and like explores and rebels, and she's got the cool jacket,
Her hair slicked back.
Her hair slicked back, and yeah, it's season 3 if I'm not mistaken, where she meets these misfits, and she meets 9, right?
8.
8. She meets 8.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it might be 9.
Is it 9? 8 or 9?
But yeah, they all make their way back to Hawkins, and they live happily ever after. Except they don't. And to me, this was probably my favorite season, honestly.
Season 4.
Yeah. Season 4 is probably my
Yeah.
favorite season. I gave it probably like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then we have volume 1 of season 5. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I did not enjoy volume 1 as much as I wanted to.
No?
I didn't. I felt like they could have summed up all of that in probably 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I felt like they really were stretching things out and really trying to milk things. I was like, dude. And they would have like one sequence where it was like really intense in each episode, and that was it. It reminded me of The Walking Dead. Like
Yeah.
they would just sit around and talk, and then you'd have your zombie scene for 5 minutes, and then okay, we're all good.
I think for me, and probably for a lot of people, because they had to wait so long for this to come out.
Yeah.
Was it like 3.5 years?
Yeah.
So a lot of people just like, I just want Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I don't care how good or how bad it is. I just want some Stranger Things on my freaking TV.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it could have been better, but I think they don't want to give you too much.
Yeah. I do want to make an honorable mention here that like in season 3 and 4, you're getting a lot more visuals of the Mind Flayer. Basically, Max is still in a coma.
You start to find out about, the whole thing with Henry and how he's basically trying to get all these kids. I mean, it's like a big old thing that he's trying to do. Is it 12 kids, right? He's got this little like lair that he's got to line them all up.
Yeah, 12 kids.
Right, 12. And Max is in there somehow because Will. So this is where you find out that Will is connected with Vecna more than we've ever known, right? So Will starts
especially with that opening scene. You see
Yeah.
that? So we know in 1983
right, the flashback.
that Vecna was around in 1983. He just didn't show up until 1986.
But this is where you start to see Will kind of show like what he really is, because he starts to see like the eyes of the sister, Mike's sister, and the other kid. I forget that kid's name. That guy, the Rito Nintendo kid. So then Will's like, wait a minute. I'm seeing through, and he's thinking he's seeing through like the Demogorgon, but he's seeing also through Vecna's eyes, and that's when he's like, wait, we can use this, right? So and it's crazy how connected they really are.
This is all going into my theory.
Like,
I got a deep one.
yeah,
It's so deep that it's probably wrong. Yeah, so you meet Holly, or not, you don't meet her, but you're reintroduced to her. She's much
the
older,
sister, right?
and she ends up being taken. She's one of the 12 that needs to be taken,
Yeah.
right? All the meanwhile, like there's plans for Vecna to take 12 of these kids.
Right.
You have the teacher who has been helping the kids throughout the seasons.
And I think he basically wants to merge
Are you talking about Vecna?
Vecna. He wants to merge the real world with his world.
The Upside Down?
Right. The Upside Down. He wants to just have one big world.
I'm about to blow you away,
Okay.
dude. I was watching.
Do it.
I went through a deep dive
Okay.
on wormholes.
Oh.
Okay, because when I was the teacher, if you notice that they're in every season
The
that
one
the
with the
teacher's
glasses?
in,
Okay.
he's always introducing a mechanic that either Vecna or the Mind Flayer is doing.
Right.
And I don't know if he knows he's doing it, but the kids are expressing interest, and so he's teaching them. But so unbeknownst to the teacher, he's teaching them how to fight Vecna without knowing he's teaching them how to fight Vecna. And I try to look at the show as like a giant Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And the teacher is like the old wizard everyone
This is
counsels with.
The teacher with the glasses.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like the blind wizard. He doesn't know what's going on, but he has all of the wisdom
Yeah.
that he's bestowing to them, to the party, and they go to him for counsel. And the wizard doesn't actually know what is going on, but he's giving them all the tools to fight this war. And one of the things that they talk about in the season is wormholes. Have you thought about anything about wormholes and stuff like that?
No, I've thought about time travel.
So
which is, I guess,
man, I don't know how deep you want to go with wormholes.
Maybe the
but,
same thing.
I mean, there's like, I'm going to sound like an idiot because I'm not a physicist, but there's some sort of, you have a black hole and then you have a wormhole and then you have a white hole, right? And then the black hole does stuff that like sucks things in and it eats. And then you have the wormhole, which is like the middle part. And then the white hole is where everything kind of like
comes out,
spits out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At least that's a theory. And I'm probably saying that the most elementary way. Any of the three listeners that's a physicist is probably going to be like, actually, sir, you're incorrect. Yeah. It is pi to the negative 10th power. Yeah. But so he's introducing this wormhole mechanic. Yeah. So I started looking at like...
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went through this deep dive of wormholes, but I'll get to the theory
So I guess
later.
like what your thing is like, why even put that in the show?
Right. If you're not going to use it.
Exactly.
Like, everything's intentional.
Yeah, I always say that about all these shows and movies. It's like, why even put that in there unless you're going to actually do something with it?
But there are shows that do that introduce things and you're just like, and they use it as a red herring.
Like a distraction.
Yeah, they try to distract you.
So
that's
a big distraction.
They're trying to get the 12 kids. Remember that. Remember the 12 kids that they're trying to get now.
In Will's vision, there's more than... So you have Holly already. Max.
There's a couple of the kids.
Right. So that's...
So they probably nabbed them already.
So the shape of the actual lair or whatever you want to call it, it's a specific shape. The same shape.
Looks like a donut.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like a donut, almost like an 8. I don't know, like an infinity kind of sign. I don't know.
It's like a round room, it looks like.
Yeah.
And in the middle, it looks like it has like this little...
It's like curve.
Pillar.
Yeah. So whenever Holly looks through the telescope, it's the same exact shape as... It's like a little... It's almost like this. It's like almost looks like that, right?
I don't remember that.
So the cave that Max is in, when it pans out, it's the same shape.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's all. So then the whole theory is, so whenever Henry gets close to Max, when she's running away from him and she goes into the cave, he stops.
Right.
And he like freaks out.
That's where he met the Mind Flayer.
Right. That shape, it's the lair, it's the cave, it's the telescope. Like, he's freaked out by that. So, I mean, I don't know. There's something there. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something there. And there's a bunch of theories out there of that shape. Why is that shape specific?
You're bringing it up. And if you look at a picture of a wormhole, and I'll post a picture right here so you can see it. But if you look at a picture of a wormhole.
Yeah. Yeah. See, look at that.
Yeah.
That's the exact same. I mean, not exact, right? But it
replicates.
Yeah, it does.
But all that plays into what I'm saying. All right. So you also have, I'm trying to make sure we're hitting the points of volume 1 before I go into the theories.
No, yeah. So we have Holly gets kidnapped. The mom's, super badass mom, just like, she's like chugging down her wine too, right?
Yeah, just getting hammered.
And
just fighting.
Yeah,
Fight with her.
the dad's drunk. Out in the back.
I'm going to go play golf. Drink your fine, lady.
And she steps up, man. She's like, no fear. She freaking...
It was that booze, dog. It was that wine, dog.
Grabs that wine bottle and is like, you're not getting my daughter.
Yeah.
That was badass.
But he did.
He
got that daughter.
He got her in. But that was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool scene.
So you're starting to see that. Up. Yeah. And you can also see that now they can start making tears anywhere. Like it's not like this rare thing. Like things are becoming more unstable.
Right. So that's how Will, because he's looking through the eyes of the Demogorgon, he's like, wakes up because they're in the barn. And the Demogorgon is there, and they think they kind of like scared him off, and then that's when Steve comes in the car and just runs him over. And instead of the Demogorgon going back to get the kid, he
hauls back to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
And then so you have 11 running her drills, and Hopper and Joyce are coaching her. Then they end up going to the Upside Down. They formulate this plan on how to do everything while the military is there trying to lock everything down. They end up getting into the Upside Down. They run their plan, and shit goes awry. 11 ends up...
Yeah, they find her kryptonite.
Yeah. They end up finding the kryptonite, or whatever it is.
Sound waves or whatever it is.
So they get past that, and then they try to go to the door to see what they have there, and then you see her little outcast friend that she met a long time ago. So for me, I'm like, that part of season 3 or 4 where she met those outcasts, it was such a random story. And I heard that what they were trying to do is write a spin-off show with those characters.
Just 9 and 8 and 7 or whatever.
Yeah, but they never did.
Yeah.
Because it didn't receive like good feedback. So they never made the shows. That's what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true.
I mean,
I just don't know what they're going to do to tie them together. But I don't know. So
she may be, because they had her on the wave thing too, I think. They had her.
Well, they had her attached to something.
Yeah, so they had her like chained up. So the whole time, 11 thinks that Henry is the one behind the door, right? Because she thinks that Kay is like holding him and is controlling is telling Henry, basically manipulating him and driving everything. It's like, do this, do that, do that. But that's not the case at all. It was the 8 or 9 or.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is yet. I don't really have a theory for that. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, because we don't really know much about her, other than she was a
which made me think that it was kind of like, why are they bringing her back? Yeah. So you have the group of people who are still there in the Upside Down, and then you go back to like Will and Mike and everyone trying to get the kids out so they're not being taken. While they're trying to do that, big boy Vecna shows up and all hell breaks loose. And then that's when you see that Will has these powers. He really taps in.
So what's crazy is Vecna, right before that, Vecna's like,
yeah, let's talk about that discussion.
I chose you because you're just weak. I could do whatever I want with you. You're this weak guy, and that's why I chose you.
Here's the thing, the phrase that confuses me, because he was saying he's gathering these weak people.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, he goes, this, they're not meant for this world, or they're not. And so I'm thinking to myself, why is he trying to take people into his world that are weak?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. Or is he like bluffing?
I think it's because he knows he can manipulate him. Maybe that's what it is.
Because they're connected to him and
because that whole layer, I think that everyone, because they're all like have that little
the power,
the thing that they did to Will, where they put that thing in his mouth, and they.
Well, I think they're doing that after the fact.
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know why they're collecting them, but. Yeah, they have Holly.
They don't have Max. She's in his world, though.
Mentally.
Right.
Which is like a whole other thing. Like, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he basically, says all these things, and then you see Will freak out, and he does his whole Jedi shit.
Yeah.
And he's like contorting all the things and controlling all the Demogorgons, which was such a dope scene.
Yeah. That's like Vader, Rogue One, Luke, Mandalorian type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a really cool scene. And a lot of that plays into my theory for the ending. But then you have Max guiding Holly, and I think Max is kind of like stuck consciously in Henry's mind, which, I mean, I think they plainly say in the show.
Yeah.
And I think her goal is that because she was killed by Vecna and survived or was brought back, that somehow she's connected to Henry. Or like there might be, not necessarily like she has the power of will, but she has some sort of like, they're almost like Voldemort and Harry Potter. Like there's some sort of like now like this connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how they move forward with that. I think she'll probably be the one that helps
Holly
get home.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Is there anything else that we missed from Volume 1?
I mean, Hopper, again.
Hopper, yeah, with 11 and...
saying, he's basically saying goodbye to her and to us, right? He's like... I
think he survives, man, because someone said that there was a scene where he was talking to another character. It was... I tried to find the scene in the show.
Yeah.
But there was a scene of him standing next to a cinema sign, and it said Indiana Jones. And that movie didn't come out till 89, I think.
Okay.
So it happens after the events. So we know... And it was like... He was in a sheriff uniform, so he becomes a sheriff again.
Right.
And you know that he's...
And this is in...
I don't know where it was. I'm not sure if it was in season 4 or season 5, but there was a clip that they showed it in a video, and I was like, wait, what?
Okay. Yeah.
But
the whole, him telling her, I'm always gonna love you or whatever, basically telling her goodbye because he thinks he's gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, he was about to suicide bomb that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Hopper's a G, man.
He's a G.
I mean, jeez.
And that whole flashing back to like his daughter with cancer and all that.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. I think that's what makes him so strong. Like, just, he's been through it, man. He's been through it. And then now with 11, this overprotective, father figure.
He can't lose another daughter.
He doesn't want nothing. Yeah, he doesn't want nothing to happen to her.
Yeah.
So he's gonna sacrifice himself
Whatever he can control.
again to help her. That's
hitting all the feels.
yeah, man. Yeah.
So that pretty much wraps up volume 1.
Yeah.
Some interesting things that I caught was like they talked about a Tesseract in the show. And if you look at Doritos Nintendo Boy in the classroom before he gets abducted,
he's making
a
cube.
Tesseract. And if you look at
it's in the wizard's classroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like another classroom, but he's building it. And he's almost like he's like enthralled, sucked into it.
Yeah, because that was whenever Henry kind of makes contact with him because Dorito kid turns around and he makes eye contact with Henry.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you look at a Tesseract, it's a 4D cube and it has 16.
I know where you're going with this.
And so I saw a theory that they need 16 people to use a Tesseract.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many sides does the D&D?
20.
Okay.
20, the critical role. I saw that one too. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
So the theory is that they need 16 to use a Tesseract. And the Tesseract is going to be something that can use to harness a huge amount of power.
Right.
Okay. And I just thought that was interesting that the 4 kids that he killed and the 12 kids that they need to take make 16.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they need. So we can talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, it was so it's something about like, so in D, I don't play, I've never played, but there's a role in D&D that it's like the worst role or.
Yeah. So you can roll a 1, which is not good. It's critically bad.
Yeah.
And the dungeon master makes up the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
And so you have to roll with it. And then there's the 20.
Right.
Which is the critical success roll.
So there's a theory about the 1 roll or something that it can't. So that's the whole thing with 11 is like, it can't be just 1. Like she needs will or.
But the thing that I heard is that they were attributing a number to will. And I'm trying to figure out like, what was Henry's number?
1.
1.
And I think that's what it is. So they're kind of like comparing him because he's 1.
He's the critical.
Right. Yeah. He's the critical role. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So check this. Okay. All right. Here's my theory.
Yeah.
Okay. 11 sends Henry to Dimension X.
Right.
Okay. Which is different than the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Henry shows up there and gets his powers from the Mind Flayer. So here's my thing. I feel the Mind Flayer is the big baddie.
Okay.
They haven't mentioned the Mind Flayer at all, let alone show him at all in Volume 1 to Season 5.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're doing that on purpose.
So in that one clip where Henry is starting to get transformed and turn into Vecna, is it the Mind Flayer? Because he's kind of going like this with the Mind Flayer. Is it the Mind Flayer? And that's where I go back to the whole thing with the play.
Well, I'll get to that.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's definitely unclear like what's going on there. We know that the Mind Flayer is giving he's getting powers from the Mind Flayer, whether that's the Mind Flayer giving it to him or that's Henry taking from the Mind Flayer. That's up in the air,
right? Due
to the play or what's canonically true in the
Duffer Brothers know, and they're just not saying.
So that's why I asked like who wrote the play in the canon story. If you're telling me that Henry wrote it, well, I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
In a situation where it's canon, I'll say my theory from what I think is true.
Right.
So he gets his powers from the Mind Flayer. Yeah. Okay. If you look at the Mind Flayer and you look at Dimension X, the only way I can describe Dimension X, and this is just the name that they gave it, was that it looks like a world that is barren. Nothing is growing.
Right. Yeah.
There's no life there.
There's like a couple rocks like floating around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no life whatsoever.
Right.
It looks dry. There's no flora. It just looks barren. And I think of the Mind Flayer as this ever engorging. It eats and destroys everything.
Like
that's the only thing it does. Yeah. Its entire purpose is just to consume everything around it.
Right.
The Mind Flayer has nothing to feed on anymore. So 11 sends Henry to Dimension X. Whatever deal they made, I think that Henry, whether he asked the Mind Flayer for power, took the power from the Mind Flayer, let's just say that Henry believes he took the power from the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
I truly believe that the Mind Flayer is the big baddie. I don't think Henry can take the power from the Mind Flayer. I think that if he believes that, the Mind Flayer made him think that he could do that.
Yeah.
So then he gives, which we'll get into the critical bad roll here in a minute, because that's further like hitting my thing. So I'm going to start calling him Vecna at this point. So he becomes Vecna.
Yeah.
And he is thinking, okay, I'm going to invest in Vecna because he has the potential. There's something about him. There's a characteristic about him that allows him to go into a different realm, such as Hawkins, where there is things that can be consumed. And so he's trying to use Vecna.
He's using him.
Yeah. So I think that Vecna, he's giving Vecna his powers and basically like boasting, like getting him to like, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that. But while all that's going on, you saw that Vecna he goes to Will and he taints him or whatever. Yeah. Gets him connected. Yeah. And so I think then he's connected to everyone's saying that everyone's connected to Vecna. I don't think that's true. I think everything is connected to the Mind Flayer. I think they want you to believe that everyone's connected to Vecna. If all these kids had the power that Will has, Will's powers are completely different than the other kids.
Right. I think they even said it like,
because he can see the Demigorgons. Right. He can see Vecna. He can see everything. Yeah. So I think that the Mind Flayer is playing the long game. The way I look at it is that whenever he gave the power or whenever Vecna took the power, he took too much power too quickly. Whether he...
So this is it seems like, so all these vines and the things that go into his mouth, it's not Vecna, right? It's the Mind Flayer.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It could be power from Vecna that is somehow tethered to the Mind Flayer. Right. So they're all part of this network now.
Right.
So now the Mind Flayer is aware of Will. Because now he's part of the network. Yeah. Because now he knows that Vecna has got now that he's got this power, he's like, I'm going to do what the I want to do.
Right.
And the Mind Flayer's like, no, dog, like I gave you that power. And so now he sees Will,
who's just as strong,
but is, as Vecna says, weak. Now he's possessing Will. Yeah. And he's giving Will these powers slowly, not to like overcharge him where he can get cocky and do the things. He's just slowly giving it to him. So Vecna thinks that he's the one that's doing things with Will, but it's really the Mind Flayer that's putting this, he's incepting him right now. He's giving Vecna the thought like, oh, this is all your plan. This is all your plan, but really it's mine. You're going to see that Vecna is disposable.
Right.
I think he's going to get killed off like nothing. And Will's going to do it. The thing that he's using Vecna for is just to get the bodies. It's just to get the bodies because he needs to make a connection.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can't do all that to Will. He's saving Will. He's making little investments.
And Will already has the
connection. He's doing the Horcrux thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing the Horcrux thing. He's letting it sit there like a little investment, like a little. And so he's only using Vecna to make this connection because the upside down world is purposely not Dimension X. So if you look at a wormhole, you have the top of the wormhole, right? That's going to be Hawkins.
So what's behind that wall?
So you have Hawkins, right?
Yeah.
You have Hawkins. Yeah. Then in the very thinnest part of the wormhole, that's the upside down.
Okay.
That's where you're seeing that wall.
Yeah.
There's nothing outside of it.
Yeah, because even Dustin said it's one big square circle.
Yeah.
Right. It's all around us.
There's something that's going to happen in the upside down world that I get into in a second, and then under there you have Dimension X. Okay. He cannot. The Mind Flayer has not figured out a way to get into Hawkins yet.
Right.
That's just why he's keeping Will there. Because I don't think he can make the voyage yet. He can't do it in his form.
Right.
So what's going to happen with this Tesseract is that once they get the 12 bodies, you're going to see a Tesseract, and it's going to fuel and power up this. It's going to be like a generator.
Yeah.
And it's going to create the wormhole. Like now they're going to connect.
Right.
And then when that is done, Vecna is now disposable.
Okay.
And the one that's going to kill him is Will. And Will is then going to become fully possessed by, that's when the connection is made and there's no longer a need for Vecna and there's like a portal through.
Right.
He's now going to just dump everything into Will. And then Will is going to become the Mind Flayer, and he's going to have this whole world to consume.
And who's going to have to kill him?
It's going to have to be 11. Yeah. Where it's going to have to. It might have to be.
Do you think? So if you look at season 4, maybe 5, they got like really close in the show
to getting
11 and Will. They're showing that because they see it's going to be even harder for 11 to kill Will.
Yeah.
With them going through what they've been through.
Yeah. So when all that is going to happen, so the representation of Vecna being one, he rolled the worst die. He's going to get the worst of it. He's going to find out that even though he has all this power, you still ain't shit.
Yeah.
You thought you were, but you're not shit.
Yeah.
Like you thought you were my Sith apprentice? No, dog. You were nothing. Like I had Vader waiting on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, you're just Darth Maul. You know what I mean? He's basically Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So whenever all that goes down, Will becomes the Mind Flayer. 11 and whoever else, and let's just assume that this D&D die is going to be the thing. Whoever's going to all team up to beat Will, they're all going to have to kill Will. But Will, he's going to kill Mike. He's going to kill his best friend.
Yeah.
He's going to kill his best friend. Mike is going to beg and plead, and it's going to be torture to watch as a fan. He's going to kill him. He's going to beg and plead, like, why are you doing this? He's going to be crying, and he's going to just get all contorted. 11's going to freak out, and then she's going to, everything
her
is
anger's going to take over.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't thought that far into it, but she's going to have to kill Will. 11's going to have to live with the burden of not being able to save Mike and live with the burden that she had to kill Will, and that they allowed this wormhole to even happen to begin with.
Then how do they close it?
It's just going to be a bitter ending.
Damn. Imagine? You think so?
Yeah, that's the way I would do it.
It can't be.
That's the way they have to do it.
Yeah?
Why not?
I'll be pissed.
I would think I would be upset if it was everybody lived and lived happy ever after.
I mean, I don't know. I want a happy ending, man.
I think you'll get one, just not everyone's going to get their happy ending.
There's going to be a lot of, and so in every big, let me see, in season 3, you had the big death with Billy.
Mm-hmm.
In season 2, you had Samwise. In season 4, you had Eddie.
We didn't lose nobody in season 5 yet.
Yeah.
So
There's
I think
definitely going to be some multiple deaths.
Even if I'm wrong,
and that's not including Vecna.
Yeah.
There's going to be multiple deaths.
Yeah, for sure.
Not like, oh, Dorito kid died or something. No,
that's not enough. I think he's going to die anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happens when they all get taken and used for this Tesseract or this connection between, Dimension X and Hawkins. But I feel like the Upside Down is only just there as this is the ham in the ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, it's really or I want to say Degeneration X. It's only Dimension X and Hawkins are the two important places.
Now, did the kids got taken? Yeah, they did.
Some of them.
Yeah, they did.
They got all of them?
Because remember at the end.
I mean, I know they were hauling some bodies off.
Yeah, at the end, they took them, if I'm not mistaken. Because they turn around, they're like, where are the kids? Because I was like, as you're saying it, I'm like, how are they going to get all these kids? Will's badass now, but now that I remember, they took them because that was one of the cliffhangers where they turned around and the kids are gone. So
I don't know.
Hey, maybe you're right.
I think Max is going to play a role in Vecna's death. Like, maybe she'll freeze him up and allow.
Well, so now she has the information of he's scared of that cave.
And we'll probably find out more about it.
Are they going to lure him into that? Like, they're going to use that cave like a trap or something?
I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong with all of this.
I hope you are.
But I hope, I mean.
Yeah, but you know what? As you're saying, it's like, it makes sense. It's not a reach that it could happen. I don't know about Will becoming like the full-on Mind Flayer, maybe, right? But because it's like, how do you kill the Mind Flayer? How do you even get to him?
That's what I don't know. I have no idea.
And that's where maybe
you would have to shut it off. You would have to shut the Tesseract off, but then that still leaves the Mind Flayer still there. Hey, you're just gonna have to be vigilant. It could happen again.
Or is Vecna gonna kill the Mind Flayer himself and then?
I'm not sure. He could turn around and be good at the very end too. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think that, man, they did such a good job of like this, not knowing what's gonna happen. Because a lot of times these shows are like, oh well, this is gonna happen or whatever. With this one, it's like we have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I would be the only way I would be disappointed is if they made it seem like the Mind Flayer was like nothing.
Yeah,
and Vecna was the big baddie. Because it's like it doesn't make sense to me that this all devouring power. I mean, his only weakness is the fact that he can't get to another dimension. Like, he's stuck.
Yeah, the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, the Mind Flayer.
Because have we seen the Mind Flayer? I don't think we actually have seen it. The only time we've actually seen it is when Vecna goes to Generation X.
Yeah.
But nobody else has. They've only seen
Will has seen it,
the silhouette of it.
Yeah,
right,
but I think that's just him seeing it. Like, I don't think anyone else is seeing it.
Yeah. That's something too.
But that's why I think that he's connected to the Mind Flayer than he is with Vecna. Because any of the other kids, whether you're talking, no one else is able to tap in and see anyone else. Do we know that Vecna can see through the Demogorgon's eyes?
Yeah, probably.
Even if he can, but then that would just say, okay, they share the same power from the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
But if he can't see that through the Demogorgon eyes, then that just means that he is different from Vecna.
Yeah.
But I just can't accept that Vecna's the big baddie.
He's not bad enough.
I mean, he's
not big enough. He's got the shoulder pads.
He's got the shoulder pads. That's all you need in the 80s. Spiky shoulder pads. Oh, man.
It's I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I was telling you they have a picture and it's like, how is your Christmas gonna look? And it's like you're on the couch and you've got the Netflix Stranger Things up there, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna be my Christmas.
Yeah,
it's 3 episodes. That's the one thing about Netflix is they release all the episodes at once.
Yeah, I do like that.
The only platform that does that, and it's worked for them.
Yeah,
but
I can tell you that going through all these little wormhole videos and like watching those, like we have to finish Dark and do a podcast on Dark.
Dark?
Yeah. Dark, the timey-wimey German town.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we'd be like, wait, but didn't this happen? But then
it would be all over the place.
Yeah, be no way.
I still haven't finished it, but
I haven't finished it either.
Yeah.
I think I need to rewatch season 2 and then wrap it up. But
I hope they don't do the whole time travel thing. Because that's another thing I've heard in Stranger Things. I hope they don't do that.
I don't even understand the point of it. Like you're talking about Henry going back.
That's what I don't even.
Like what would he try to prevent? Because I think he likes being Vecna.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what he would change.
Yeah. And I think that's why they were doing the whole. I'm still trying to figure out this whole play thing.
Let's just say Henry wrote it. I think Henry would have written it as propaganda to fortify that he's the one in control when he's not.
Because in the play, there's a scene where there's like this ship and they get the ship and they try to like get it into the upside down and somehow something goes wrong. And that's how Vecna or, Henry gets like this whole power thing. It's very weird, man. And that's why I was trying to find like clips of it, but I couldn't find anything. I don't know if
you're not going to be able to find clips because it's going to be a play.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to. Let's say do like it's a prequel stage 1959 Hawkins focusing on the origins of Henry Creel and early encounters with the Upside Down, introducing young versions of George. The story followed new student Henry Creel after a traumatic trip to the Upside Down and exposure to the Mind Flayer. So this is before he was sent. So he was actually sent to the Upside Down, not Dimension X for the Mind Flayer. So he was sent.
So this was before they moved into the house.
Yeah.
Because once he's in the house, he's already got like.
But how does that work canon though? Like who would have told? Did Henry tell people what happened and then they wrote a play about it and try to give Henry a hard time, like to kind of bully him or whatever? Like what?
So that's what I don't know.
Then maybe that's what the play is about. It's just him going to the Upside Down. It has nothing to do with the actual, because that happens after. I would think that 11 sending him to the Dimension X happens after.
Yeah, because that boat that they supposedly got, it's the captain of the boat is Brenner's dad. So it's, connection to Brenner, stolen tech. It's pretty weird. Like why would they introduce this play? Why would
Maybe it just shows what happened, him going to the Upside Down for the first time.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was exposed to. I mean, he could have been exposed to the, but I don't think he got his power. I don't think he got the Vecna powers. Like I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. He was weak. He was a sensitive boy. He was weak, and so he went there, and then
because he was adopted too, wasn't he? Yeah, I don't. It's because it's funny because they even use Winona Ryder's voice as that character in that flashback. She's passing out the papers. She's just her annoying voice, like stop.
Feel throwing it in the trash.
Yeah.
Theater nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Christmas, that's for sure.
Yeah, be really dark.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jesus. Anything else?
Did you? This is something for me because it's like in my top 2-3 movies of all time. They paid homage to Back to the Future multiple times, so that was pretty cool for me. 88, when he hits 88, that's the perfect like
speed,
whatever for the So that 88 miles per hour is the DeLorean. So when they hit 88 is the perfect sound, like the perfect frequency.
Decibels.
The perfect frequency for them to be able to
track them down.
Yeah, so things like that. But
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're definitely nerds.
80s,
they make the best. They make the best shows. The nerds, because they really pay attention to the details.
We should make a show.
I don't know if I have the bandwidth for that. I would love to.
Yeah.
I'd have to really get cracking on the keyboard and hammer something out. Yeah, man. We'll see. Hope you guys enjoy. We can do a reaction after and see how wrong I was.
Or how right you were.
Nah, my mind was just going crazy watching these videos. I was like, what about this? What about this? I feel like Charlie Day in front of the...
I know, you start clicking on all these videos and...
Just chain smoking, like, you see, there's like conspiracy theories, like all these papers in the back.
I mean, I'll probably watch like 4 videos of that shape, of that cave shape and the
like
telescope
wormhole,
shape. Yeah. So who knows? We'll see.
Hope you guys enjoy.
Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That little button that's somewhere over here.